So yeah, hi everyone, today I'm gonna start a new series guiding you guys through Photoshop. So starting from the very basic and essential things into some more advanced stuff in graphic design. Alright, so let's get started with learning the interface now to make sure that we are on all the same page with the interface itself and with all its features, all the windows, everything. Let's go to the window and then workspace, and then make sure that you are checked on essential default, which is basically going to ensure that we have all the same features and everything. Alright, so now let's proceed to make our first file. So let's go to the new file menu and press this button. So, and then this is basically the window where we are going to do all the settings for our project. So first of all, we can name the project whatever we want. I'm just gonna name an example for tutorial, and then for the width and height of this project, we can choose whatever we want. Like, it will depend on the project that you are going to do, like a Twitter header or some Facebook stuff. But today we are going to do a standard. It's 1920 by 1080 dimension for this project. So yeah. So for the width and height, you want to be on the same units essentially, but we are going to be working with pixels because it's the easiest way to work. We're just going to work with pixels for both width and height. And yeah, I was going to say for me that it's just the easiest because you know everything is in pixel on the computer. So yeah, so the just select pixels here. It doesn't really matter if you want to do for the bit depth, or I'm just going to do some 16-bit project. And yeah, so let's press create button, and then we continue to this screen, which gives us the, by default, we're just going to have a blank white square. So this is, as you guys can see, right here, this is basically like a layers tab. This shows us all the layers, that all the elements, everything that is included in this project. So all we have now, this is basically like a very blank project with all we have is this background. So we're just gonna unlock this layer, as you can see, because by default when you make a new project, the first layer is locked, so we don't really have a lot of freedom, to like move it around or some other stuff. So what we are going to do is actually double click on this lock icon, and then when we do that, as you guys can see, we have this like layer options here, and we can name our background. So let's name it background. Yeah, so guys, as you can see, we have a white background here. So the first thing that we are actually going to do is to learn the move tool. So the first tool in this column is move tool. We must stamp and select our layer, and then select our tool, and as you can see, we can move this layer as we want. So as you can see here, this checkered background, actually this checkered background means that this area is transparent. So if you will render out this project now, you will see that this area is transparent. So we must undo this move. We can undo this move with pressing Ctrl Z button, or with history tool. So let's do some scribbles, and as you can see, by pressing and selecting these actions, we can undo them. So this tool is very important tool, and you guys must know this tool in the future. So now let's add a shape to this project, and we are going to learn how to do more stuff like a rotating. So the first, we must go down in this column and select the rectangle tool. So as you guys can see, we have some type of crosshair here, and we are going to select by pressing this button and dragging. So as you can see, we have some type of rectangle, and we can fill this rectangle with any color that you want, as you guys can see. So let's do it dark. So let's just make this rectangle dark. So now if you want to move this rectangle in the middle of the course, you must select move tool, and so let's say we want to move it like vertically. So we must press shift button to lock this rectangle in our layer, and as you can see, we can move this rectangle, but we can't move this rectangle in the left or the right side. So if you want to move this rectangle in the right or the left side, we must press this shift button and drag this rectangle in the left or the right side. So guys, if you want to rotate this rectangle, you must press Ctrl T button, and then you must drag this rectangle and rotate it as you want. So, and you can see here angle, and you can input here number, for example, and this rectangle will rotate. Same with other dimensions. So let's undo this action. And as I said, we can change here other dimensions, like input here, for example, 150%, and this dimension will change in this present. So if our actions was something that we want to apply, we must press this button to apply our changes. So yeah, this was lesson about basic tools, basic things in our interface. So yeah.